Hey Vinyl community, how you doing? It's Bill with the Vinylverse. Today's video is another Vinyl Grabs video of records that I've picked up over the last month or so. Got some pretty cool stuff here to show, so let's get started. The first thing, I'm not a big novelty record guy, but I just couldn't pass this up. I saw this on Carolina Soul in one of their recent auctions. And I'm a sucker for Planet of the Apes. And this is Narration, Planet of the Apes stories, based on four of actual, the first four movies that they made of Planet of the Apes. This came out in 1974 on Power Records. I checked it out. It's again, like I said, it's a novelty record. Cool to have. I thought it was good. It's all narration, a couple voice actors. Yeah, so pretty cool to add to the collection. Next is Michael Nesmith live at the Pallavi. Michael Nesmith, of course, Michael Nesmith with the Monkees. This is a 1978 release on Pacific Arts, his label that he started. It's a live recorded in 1977. Great stuff. A lot from the First National Band albums. So, cover has some issues, obviously. A corner cut here. It's got some tearing on it. And here's the Pacific Arts label. But big fan of Michael Nesmith, and I pretty much pick up whatever I see by him. So yeah, this is a good concert recording of Michael Nesmith. Great stuff. Grand Ennui, Calico Girlfriend, Propinquity, I've Just Begun to Care, Joanne, some of Shelley's Blues, Silver Moon. So a lot of classic Nesmith stuff here. Now this next one is something I was really excited to pick up. This is the band Tomorrow. This is psych rock. Really great album here. Actually, on the back here it says Tomorrow featuring Keith West. But I think this album is more notable for this guy here. This is Steve Howe, who after Tomorrow he went and joined Yes. So they do a cover of Strawberry Fields Forever. But yeah, this is a terrific album. Originally came out in 1968, and original copies of that are outrageously expensive. This is a 1976 reissue, which is, I guess, more common on import records. There's the import records label. Yeah, great album. And so I mentioned Steve Howe, and there's actually a passage in here that would be reworked on the Yes album. Steve Howe's first album he did with Yes. the song Starship Trooper. There's an end section of that song called Worm, W-U-R-M, and it's kind of a guitar, kind of builds up, and that is on here. So he brought that into Yes, and they included that in Starship Troopers. So really, really good stuff. If you ever see this album, definitely pick it up. Pretty rare, I think, especially original copies. But this 1976 reissue just sounds great. Cleaned up nicely and plays great. So definitely happy to add this one. Now I got a bunch of jazz here to show. First being Monk's Dream by the Thelonious Monk Quartet. This is a Wax Time release from 2013. Of course, classic Monk album here. Just great stuff. Amazon has just having like blowout prices lately, and this I got for under $10 on Amazon. It was like $9.80 something, $9.84 or something like that. So never owned a copy of this, and couldn't pass it up for that price. So on here you have Thelonious Monk on piano, obviously, Charlie Ruse on tenor sax, John Orr on bass, and Frankie Dunlop on drums. Just classic album here, and I'm happy to have it. Opus Dei Jazz, great album here. Frank West, Milt Jackson, Hank Jones, Eddie Jones, and Kenny Clark listed as the artist. Great album here, 1955. Yeah, this is a mono recording, 1955. It's on the Savoy label here. This is an original copy. Rudy Van Gelder with his written RVG stamp, not stamp, RVG etched into the dead wax. Great, I guess you would say bop album here. Really happy to add this one. Just great stuff. Yeah. Next, Tough Tenors. This is the Johnny Griffin and Eddie Lockjaw Davis Quintet on Jazzland. It's an original mono pressing, 1960. Yeah, 1960 on Jazzland. This is just a great release here. That's the back. So on here you have, of course, Johnny Griffin and Eddie Lockjaw Davis both on tenor sax, Junior Mance on piano, Larry Gales on bass, and Ben Riley on drums. Yeah, just great stuff here. If I didn't say it, this is a mono recording. Highly recommend it. If you ever see it, pick it up. It's great hard bop here. Really good stuff. Okay, next, another one I was happy to find. I visited a store that I don't frequent all that often, but I went on my lunch break. It's not too far, and it's actually a kind of like a toy collectible store. More, I say toy store, but I guess it's kind of antiques too, but mostly like old toys and collectibles, I guess. And he's got a ton of records there, but I don't frequent it too often. I'm not sure why. I mean, I found some really good releases there, including this one and the next two I'm going to show, plus the Michael Nesmith I just showed a minute ago. But this is Ben Webster and Associates. This is an awesome album. This was recorded in 1959, and it's on Verve. This is an early pressing, but I can't figure out exactly if it's a first or not. It's on the Verve label there. This is just really, really great stuff. You got on tenor sax, of course, Ben Webster, Coleman Hawkins, and Bud Johnson. The three of them on tenor sax. Great, great stuff. Roy Eldridge on trumpet, Jimmy Jones on piano, Leslie Spann guitar, Ray Brown on bass, and Joe Jones on drums. And really, really love this album. Yeah, can't recommend this one enough. And I got it for pretty darn cheap too, so Ben Webster and Associates. Great album here. Alright, this next one, this is The Sound of Jazz on Columbia. This was a television broadcast on CBS television, I guess, in 1958. Is that right? Yeah, 1958. Look at the lineup on here. Count Basie, Billie Holiday, Henry Red Allen, the Jimmy Giuffre Trio, Jimmy Rushing, Mal Waldron. This is great, great stuff. I wasn't familiar with this album, but Ken McAuliffe, the jazz vinyl guy, recently talked about this album in one of his videos. I don't recall if he was saying to get the reissue or the original. This is an original stereo. Sounds terrific. But yeah, this was really, really cheap. And great, like big band swing jazz on there. Really, really, really awesome. Of course, it's a nice Columbia 6i there. Yeah, I was kind of surprised when I came across this. It wasn't even in the jazz section. It was so this store has a jazz section, and then about 10 feet away there's a little bit of like overflow jazz, but it's not labeled as such. And this one was in there. So this one and the next one, my jaw kind of dropped when I saw it. So quickly grabbed it. Awesome stuff from 1958, The Sound of Jazz. Now this next one, I have never seen before in person, and like I said, my jaw dropped when I saw it. This is Cedar Walton, The Pentagon. Now, I was familiar with this album and have listened to it countless times online, but I had never seen it in person, like I just said. This was released initially only in Japan on the East-West label, 1976. And this is a re-release from 1978. I guess Inner City Records licensed it from East West Records, and was able to put it out. So on here you have Cedar Walton on piano, Clifford Jordan on tenor sax, Sam Jones on bass, Ray Mantilla on congas, and Billy Higgins on drums. So it's got congas, so it's got a little bit of a Latin flair to it, a bit more contemporary. Yeah. But great stuff. And the original, I guess, was cut directly to disc here. There's a lot of photos of them recording and cutting right away. So, really great stuff here. I highly enjoyed this. Of course, I already knew it, but hearing it on vinyl, it sounds tremendous. Really good. If you're familiar with this, I'd like to know your opinion, because I really love this album. The Pentagon, Cedar Walton. Did I say it was on Inner City Records? Okay, now I have two more to show, and these are both more world music. I found this one for $1 at a thrift store. This is Ravi Shankar and Andrei Previn. Shankar Concerto for Sitar and Orchestra with the London Symphony Orchestra. This is on his Master's Voice Records, which is a division of EMI. So there's Ravi Shankar and Andrei Previn. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. I'm just been saying Previn, but maybe it's Praveen or Pravin. This was a great listen. Got it for $1 if I didn't say that already at a thrift store. Yeah, highly enjoyed this. This is a UK press, and it is from 1971. Really good stuff here. So it is basically classical with sitar and tambura. Yeah, really good. Really enjoyed this one. And last, this is Pallavi, South Indian flute music. This is, boy, I'm not going to try to pronounce the names here, but it's flute, violin, and mridangam. I'm not sure of that instrument. But the violin is by someone who I'm very familiar with, Shankar. He was very young at the recording of this album, but he's great on this. The violin is great on this. Actually, this is really nice listen. Kind of folky, really good. But Shankar, I know him because he has been on several Peter Gabriel releases, and yeah, great electric violin with Peter Gabriel. On here, it's just violin. Really good stuff. Yeah. And this is on the Non-Such label. Non-Such label. So I don't have much world music. I have, a few Ravi Shankar. That's about it. And I was really interested in checking this out, and I like it a lot. So definitely happy to add this one to the collection. So that's everything. Everyone, thanks for watching. appreciate you all doing so, and hope everyone's doing well. It's very late here. I'm up kind of late doing this, a little tired, so I'm gonna sign off now. Thanks again for watching, and hope you're all doing well, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.